Roberta in the truth zone, mic hitting raw. Spotlight shining, she exposing the flaw. Debunking the myth, breaking their facade. This is Glass City, respect the squad. On these NYC blocks where the skyline flex big. Roberta Glass slicing lies with a truth rig. Innocence frosters, your stories unravel. She's a map through the madness of gritty gravel. Glass don't bend and facts don't break. She's a storm that's called, you feel the quake. Exposing tales stitched with crooked seams. Justice in the lens, shattered fake dreams. Screams about killers, painted heroes in disguise. She burning propaganda with fire in her eyes. No glamour for the guilty, she call it straight. She backs victims, the voice stay away. Stats and receipts, no spin, no clutter. Cold cases whisper, she cuts through the mutter. Truth's her tempo, don't confuse the beat. She's standing for the real while you taking a seat. True crime's a block, facts the artillery. Spinning those lies, yo, she checks that misery. Tabloid tales get smashed, no time to play. She's glass hard, break the false and save the day. True crime's a block, facts the artillery. Spinning those lies, yo, she checks that misery. Tabloid tales get smashed, no time to play.
Okay, good morning. Court TV is saying that they're not going till 10 of, well, this is Eastern time, 10:30, but yesterday the judge said that, they're on top of it, okay, good, that the lawyers would be meeting early, and that I guess they were going to go through some rulings in front of the judge. Hey, Marie, just as chickens. It was so boring yesterday. It was like watching paint dry. Let's hope. I mean, it started out like gangbusters on Monday. Now it's Wednesday, and we had the body cam footage, which was so damning, I thought, of Kouri Richins. I mean, should we look at that while we're waiting? Do we have time? I don't know. Maybe at the break? Really very damning body cam footage, I thought, of Kouri Richins fake crying. It wouldn't be so noticeable if Katie Benson Richins, Eric Richins' sister, hadn't come in on the body cam and done some real hysterical crying. And boy, in contrast, and grief and worry for the kids. And there's Kouri Richins saying, two of the kids have their ear at the door. Don't wake them up. Not wake them up. Don't bother them. Don't bring them out here. Which, I mean, to be fair to Kouri Richins, you don't want your kids to see their father's dead body. I get that. But when Katie Richins came in, her immediate instinct was to get the kids out of the house, which should have been Kouri Richins' instinct. Yeah, she looked guilty, Marie says. Roll it. Yeah. All right, let me see if I can find some of it while we wait. I have, just for those interested, I don't know if they're going to broadcast the morning session. I don't know how to even put it before the judge. But I know Court TV put it out immediately, the body cam footage. That was their first roll video that I saw about the trial and this was the day of opening statements, which usually you think, they're going to show opening statements or talk about opening statements, which were not flashy I like these not flashy lawyers. They're not fun to watch. I mean, it's more fun to watch a more flamboyant lawyer into the courtroom, but let's look at it. Let's look at the body cam footage. Okay, here we go. While we're waiting. So I'll show you. Let me see. Let's go back to the beginning. This is the Court TV kind of cut it up and talked about it smartly. But since I don't really have to worry about copyright or them, this is all unmonetized. So let's see. Let's take a look.
When you say we were fine, what time did you see him when he was alert?
We had a drink together at 9 to celebrate.
By the way, if you see Gulia in the comments, she did such a nice thing yesterday. She gave 10 memberships, gifted 10 memberships, and I didn't get to thank her. She was gone by the time I realized it out of the chat. So if anybody sees her, let me know. Just like to thank her.
Right? Something at work tomorrow.
Okay.
We went to bed. I went to bed with my kids. He went to bed in our bed.
What time did you guys go to bed?
9:30.
9:30. Okay.
9:45.
And then what alert?
9:45. What is this? I'm just gonna whine. Maybe they'll think I'm in grief for the husband that I just murdered. Someone said, I was shocked. One of my regulars left a comment that there's no evidence against Kouri Richins, that it's just her phone searches. Au contraire, my friend. So then let's go through some of the evidence against Kouri Richins. There's Eric Richins' friends who said Eric Richins was telling, there's two friends, I believe, who said Eric Richins, after the Valentine's Day attempt, said that Eric Richins was saying that he was my wife's trying to kill me. There's the communication between what they call the housekeeper. Now, I read an email to investigators that doesn't really get talked about very much in this case, because the walk the dog letter, meaning the letter they found in Kouri Richins' jail cell awaiting trial, hidden in a book, to her mother, where she tells her mother basically their defense strategy and how to manufacture testimony from her brother Ronnie about how they have to link the fentanyl to Mexico, and because they frequently went to Mexico, according to Kouri Richins. I wouldn't think it's they went as many times as Kouri Richins was trying to say, but who knows? We'll see what we see in court as far as that's concerned. And to say that he had a drug problem and bring up some texts where he talks vaguely about getting high. Now, were these pot gummies? Originally, she was going to blame it on some bad pot gummies. But in the walk the dog letter, Kouri Richins is telling her mother that Sky, her lawyer, very famous lawyer she had. I mean, she must have spent a pretty penny on her original defense. That all went. Now she has court-appointed lawyers that aren't bad. I mean, some are better than others. She has a big team. But they've scored a few points. I mean, this is a terrible case if you're a defense attorney. So I may be giving them too much credit, but they're working with nothing. I mean, something out of nothing to me is impressive. But anyway, but in this email, she talks about the one person who could explain my marriage is the nanny. So is this the same person, the nanny, in what's described as the housekeeper? She says that she got this fentanyl from the housekeeper who came forward. But there's text messages to this housekeeper before the first attempt asking for pills, and then the second attempt saying she wants some Michael Jackson stuff. There's her diary. What else? Oh gosh. There's really the testimony of everyone that he wasn't opiate naive. Then there was the testimony we heard yesterday. The most important part of that testimony was that he was opiate naive, and that had he been a regular user, and that's what was inferred. I don't know if it was said directly that he may have survived it. But the defense made a big deal of the facts that he had a prescription for naltrexone, but apparently, which would have blocked some of the effects, could have saved his life if he had been taking his medication for his Lyme's disease. That was not really publicized that he had Lyme's disease pre-trial. I didn't find it in my research, but maybe someone reported it, but he wasn't taking that medication. A low dose naltrexone, which is an off-label use. It's the same drug as in Narcan. So it's an opiate blocker. And it saves people's lives all over America. You can get it over the counter in New York City. I don't know about other states.
Where did you to him today?
Cities, states.
Right now?
Yeah, when I just woke up, when I sleep with my kids, I'll wake up and I go back in my own bed.
Mm-hmm.
I just crawled over on his side.
And he was laying in bed? Okay.
He was on his back on the bed, and
Okay. And he was on, you say he was on his back? Okay. Where are your children now?
just sleep in that room. Two are awake with their ear to the door. I go on, I'm gonna go out, please, something.
Who just said Google searches? Yeah, this person who left a comment, I'm sorry, I can't remember their screen name. Hey, Audrey, said the Google searches. He said, that's all there is. It's just the Google searches. The jury's going to convict her because they want to go home. And I don't think that's true. I think that there's some of the most serious evidence against her. I mean, I felt that they could have prosecuted her with half the evidence that they have. To me, she's one of the guiltiest people that evidence-wise, I mean, they're all so guilty, but than the people I talk about, but just evidence-wise, unambiguously guilty. You can't look at these facts any other way. I mean, look at the defense. Look how much they're struggling. And I don't think they're struggling because they aren't good lawyers. Although I wondered on the Monday, her main counsel, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, but she's also representing Tyler Robinson. Represented him. I don't know if she's still representing him. And I thought, oh, is she trying to get this overturned on appeal? Just out of desperation? She just looked like she wasn't prepared for some little bit on the first day. Did anyone get that feeling?
No.
Where are the other two at that are awake?
No, my bedroom.
And where's that at?
It was there first when you left.
Okay. Is there any family members we can call right now?
Yeah, I need to call my mom. I need to call my mom so bad.
Okay.
I think I don't know. 911's on the phone. I don't know.
Here. Okay.
I call my mom.
Yep. I'll give you a phone right now, okay?
I need to call his dad. He's gonna be okay, right? Like I got in bed and then I just got
they're doing their best, okay, ma'am? Here, you can use my phone.
Mom. Mom. Mom.
Yeah.
Go to my house. Go to my house.
What's going on?
I don't know. Something's wrong with Eric.
So tonight, if today's testimony is as boring as yesterday's testimony, I have some more information about her mom. Her mom's lover died of an opiate overdose. The difference in that case is that person was not opiate naive, had an opiate issue. But was that the inspiration for Kouri Richins' murder of her husband, Eric Richins, because her mom got her lover's fortune. So a little bit more information about that tonight. Just so you know, court hasn't started. We're just looking at this. So just so FYI, I'm keeping an eye on it. I'll stop interrupting. We'll just watch it.
I don't know what's happening. He wasn't breathing. I don't know.
Who?
Eric.
Where's he at? I'm on my way.
I think my partner found your phone. Is this it right here?
Right. Everyone in the chat is remarking how much she sounds like Wendy Adelson in her police interview. Can't even call that an interrogation. But why do they think whining sounds like it's an interesting little psychopathic thing that they think whining sounds like real grief. I guess it's hard to do real grief if you're not in real grief. It does come out whiny trying to do real grief. Oh yeah. She's not an actress.
Does he have any medical conditions or anything like that?
He has Lyme's disease.
Lyme's disease?
Nothing major.
Okay. So no heart.
Nothing major, just Lyme's disease. I mean, it depends on how it affects your body and how long you've had it, etc. But it can be very major. Yeah, my friend had it in high school. She really suffered from it, and she was, fairly in good shape. I mean, we all smoked then in the 90s. We'd go out to diners and smoke inside. Shocking. Anybody remember when you could smoke on airplanes? All right. Here we go. Oh, I just turned it on.
I got in bed and then I just got
They're doing their best, okay, ma'am? Here, you can use my phone.
Mom?
Yes?
Come to my house. Come to my house.
What's going on?
I don't know. Something's wrong with Eric. The police came out. Girls are here. I don't know what's happening. He wasn't breathing. I don't know.
Who?
Eric.
Where's he at? I'm on my way.
I think my partner found your phone. Is this it right here? Does he have any medical conditions or anything like that?
He has Lyme's disease.
Lyme's disease?
Nothing major.
Okay. So no heart problems or anything like that?
No, he just said his chest was hurting when he went to bed, but that's, not. He doesn't drink enough water,
Right. Yeah, he was getting chest pains. I thought it was nothing major. Oh, let me put my mic farther away. I'm probably blowing out your ears. What? Nothing major. He was having chest pains and I ignored it. I just thought it was What is this obsession with this generation and hydration? I get it's important, but I wouldn't mistake chest pains for dehydration. Oh yeah, I just thought I'd get him a glass of water and put him to bed. Thought maybe his heart was going to stop. Kind of an important organ.
Oh, when he gets on the bike downstairs, I don't know. It didn't. It didn't make sense. And then he just said he was really tired because he got his allergy shots yesterday morning
Okay.
with my son. They so much together.
And then when did you discover him? What time?
Okay, Texas Brat, can you tell your employer that these work meetings are getting in the way of your very important trial watching? Actually, I have a really good work meeting. We'll see you back here when you get back. We need a certain amount of people from Texas in the chat.
I got my phone. Maybe 3.
About 3. Did you immediately call the 911?
Yeah, well, I mean, I got up, and well, as soon as I turned over and he was cold,
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like something was wrong. So, I mean, I just put the blanket on it because I just thought it was super cold. So I just, and then I sat there for a minute, and I just didn't feel like breathing or anything, and so I just was like that.
Okay.
Alright, and he just felt so heavy.
Mm-hmm. Any COVID or anything?
Wow, what a weird psychopathic state. He just felt so heavy. Any COVID? Oh, now that you mention it, we did have COVID in February, early February.
Anything like that?
We all just got over COVID.
Okay.
We all positive.
And when was that?
Thank you, my dog named Bo. That's very nice of you. Thank you for being a channel member. It's nice of you to say. Appreciate it. Sorry to keep stopping this. I'll let it go.
Okay, so not recently.
Well, he just had a negative test. So I was the last positive, and then he had it. So his last negative test was a week ago.
Okay. Hey, ma'am, what's your name?
Kouri.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Kouri.
With a C?
No, Kouri.
Does anybody have any tricks how to keep coffee warm in a cup? I heat up the cup with boiling water, but I keep my place so cold that pretty much, I mean, this morning it was ridiculous. As soon as I poured the cup and put some cream in there, it was like just freezing cold, like not even a drop of warmth in it. Not, I mean, oh, maybe I'm exaggerating. It was like very tepid, lukewarm. Does anyone have any tricks besides, I don't want to drink out of a thermos because it's so unpleasant, just the feel of it, but I may have to go that way because this is getting ridiculous. And I like a little cream in my coffee. Do those warmers work? I'm talking about like the minute I poured in a little bit of cream, it was just like pretty much, most of the heat had gone from the coffee. And I talked about my beloved, I just found this fantastic coffee maker at the thrift shop, this OXO 9-cup coffee maker, and the matching fantastic grinder at the thrift shop. Love both of them. They work fantastic. So it makes really hot coffee is what I'm saying. It's getting so cold. Sorry, I know this is the mundane details of my life. Thank you for indulging me. But I will try a heating warmer if it really does work, because this is getting outrageous. Because it would need to not only, if this happened as badly as it did this morning, it would need to almost reheat the coffee, not just keep it warm, because there's no warmth in it.
We eat gummies. Sometimes when we go pick up gummies before he goes to bed. It didn't seem like you did though.
It's like a gummy, as in like a THC gummy. Okay.
I used to steam the milk or heat the milk. I mean, it's cream. I got a fantastic source now. It's really hard to find, not half and half, but real cream for all those keto people out there. I found a great source for real cream, really good cream. But yeah. All right. Steam the milk, heat the cup, get a warmer. That's what I get. But yeah, okay. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. I'll let you know how it goes. Thank you for indulging me. I tend not to do this very often, but this was an emergency situation. Needed to get some help on this.
And who's his primary care physician?
Herb Lovely in person.
Who?
Herb Lovely.
How do you spell it? How's
P-L-E-Y.
L-E-P-L-E-Y? When was he last seen?
Yeah. I was putting the cream in first because I'm usually waiting for it, but I didn't today. So thank you, Marie. Maybe that was it was really bad. I mean, it was pretty much cold. I mean, this morning. So odd. So yeah. All right. All these things are very helpful. Thank you again. I don't like boring you with the mundane details of my life, but like I said, it was an emergency. Wesley, what the heck does that saying mean? How is there any steam from cold coffee? Is that the joke of that saying?
It's not physical. Like, that's the thing to say.
When was that?
6 months, baby. Oh my god, what are you eating? You're just fine,
Family members are becoming his dad.
I don't understand what happened.
There's 2 kids that are awake there in that door. Here's something to the left.
There's plenty more to show you. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Let's bring in my guests here to discuss, though. Attorney and former prosecutor Randolph Rice. All right. What do you make of this, Randolph? What was your initial thoughts? She's sitting cross-legged at this point in time of the video that goes on and on and on. She's rocking. She's not really showing her face.
Are you guys interested in Randolph's thoughts? We're still on the seal court was supposed to start early this morning. That's why I hopped on a little early. But I guess they're not broadcasting. Just so to let you know, I have this playing also. So I have both feeds going so that if it starts, I can just move over to it. Or do you want to see more of the... I guess I want to hear a little bit of Randall's thoughts. Let's just hear where he's going. He says Wendy Adelson, I'll die. Because everybody, including me, are all saying, this sounds like Wendy Adelson with all the whining. But there's one main difference is that Kouri Richins doesn't have the commitment that Wendy Adelson had, which was Wendy Adelson also tried to mimic that loss of breath you get when you're really upset and crying. That's all these sounds come from restricting breath and uneven breath. But Wendy Adelson couldn't maintain it. So 1 minute she'd be talking full breath, the next breathing. But the pitch is almost identical. Oh, well.
And I actually took some notes here. I mean, the first one was the fact that her kids are right there and she is not comforting them. That is a red flag. Why are you two of them are awake, one's still asleep. Why is she not over there taking care of those kids, comforting those kids, making sure that they're not hearing what's going on? She certainly is inserting all these theories that's gummies and that he had his allergy shot and that, we just got off of COVID. So she's starting to plant some seeds that something else caused this.
All right, please have a seat. Good morning. Thank you for your patience. We'll begin this morning with cross-examination of Ms. Gibson. Ms. Gibson, you are still under oath.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Ms. Nestor, please proceed.
May it please the court. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ms. Gibson, you and I have met before, but just for purposes of the jury, again, my name is Kathy Nestor, and I do represent Kouri Richins along with my co-counsel. So I wanted to start by just kind of revisiting what we discussed yesterday about your role in this case.
Okay.
So it's my understanding that you are, for purposes of saying it in easy, non-lawyerly way, you're the evidence lady, right?
Yes.
So all the evidence that's in this case kind of comes under your purview, right?
Yes, it does.
And you're responsible for being told when it's located, right?
Correct.
If possible, photographing it where it's found.
Yes.
If not possible, then making a log of where you're told it was found.
Correct.
Keeping those logs, safe and secure, right?
Yes.
Noting on the logs the day it was found, the location it was found, and by whom it was found.
Yes.
Making sure then that it's packaged in a way that it can't be tampered with later.
Yes.
And then storing the evidence in some way that is protected from the public or from tampering.
Yes.
And by the way, where do you store all of your evidence?
In our evidence room in the sheriff's office.
Here, just right across from this courthouse?
Correct.
Right. And that room is locked.
Yes.
And only certain people have access to that room.
Correct.
And whenever anybody goes in or out of that room, they have to sign in, right?
It's a key card access, yes.
Okay. And then ultimately your goal is throughout the investigation, if someone needs to look at something, they got to go through you and you check it out and let them look at it and then check it back in.
Yes.
Right. And then you also, the plan is at trial, you're going to come with a box and you're going to show it to the jury. Some things they may be able to see, some they may not. But ultimately, you're going to hand all that evidence over to the jury. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Now, there is an exception for some types of evidence. For example, we've heard testimony in this trial about blood and bodily fluids and samples of tissue. You don't maintain those, correct?
Correct.
Pardon me?
Correct. Just to clarify, we do have a few items from the medical examiner's office that are stored in evidence.
But not fluid of nature, right?
No.
Because most of that is maintained it by the medical examiner's office,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Or the labs where those items were shipped.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other type of evidence that someone other than you has a hold of in this case?
Not that I know of.
All right. So one of the pieces of evidence that you were responsible for gathering in this case included the 911 call. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
And tell us what you did to obtain that call.
I believe I was booked into evidence on a USB.
On a little thumb drive?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you ever reviewed the USB and made sure that the call was in fact on it?
Yes.
And you verified that that was a true and accurate copy of the call?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, at this point, we would move to admit State's Exhibit 2-40, which is the 911 call in this case.
Is this, forgive me, just so I have context, this is the same as the one we've already heard?
I did a little snippet of it in my opening, but it has not come in yet.
Mr. Bloodworth?
Your Honor, it's Ms.
Oh, my apologies, Ms. Sherman.
That's all right, Your Honor. My objection is based on hearsay. Certainly there are portions of that call that may be admissible by the defense, but broad swaths of that, the state would object on the basis of hearsay.
Would you folks approve?
Sure.
Well, thank you, Texas Lone Ranger. Thank you for you're keeping the Straight Talking Texas crew, since Texas Brat has a work meeting. So appreciate you supporting the stream. Like I said, all these streams of trials are supported entirely by you. So I appreciate it. Marie, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let me put up here. Thanks for supporting the stream.
Any other questions about a foundation related to Ms. Gibson's receipt or preservation of the 911?
Do you recall who you received the 911 call from?
I don't recall off the top of my head, no.
Do you know whether you downloaded it yourself off of a county database?
I wouldn't have access to that. That would only be one of the supervisors in dispatch.
So one of the dispatch people gave you the thumb drive?
I don't know how got from dispatch to me, it was booked into a locker, I believe,
And what is that?
on our evidence locker. So when it's booked into the sheriff's office, if a deputy books it in, it typically goes into the temporary locker where they drop the key and then we collect it.
Is that what happened in this case? A deputy dropped it off?
I believe so.
How do you typically in other cases gather the 911 called for evidence purposes?
It's either that way. Sometimes I will personally request it if the detective asks me to. But either way, it's just taken from the dispatch center and booked into evidence.
So once that thumb drive got into your evidence room, it was maintained safe the way that we just talked about with all your other evidence, right?
I believe so, yes.
So there's no reason to believe that the 911 call that you have would have been tampered with in any way.
Correct.
Okay. I think that's it, Your Honor, unless the court thinks I need more. Okay. We're going to come back to the 911 call later in the trial. Okay. Court's indulgence for just a minute.
Of course.
As another part of your duties, and I want to use our language really carefully here, so if you could match my language, that would be helpful, okay?
Okay.
Were there calls between Ms. Richins and her family that you obtained recordings of?
Can you clarify?
On about a weekly basis there for a while, were you downloading calls between Kouri Richins and her family?
Are you talking about jail calls?
Your Honor, move to strike and need to approach.
Time to time, there are legal issues that come up that I need to discuss with the attorneys at sidebar. This will happen throughout the course of the trial. There's no particular significance to any one of them. Second, please do not consider or speculate at any time during this case or during your deliberations about whether the defendant was or is in custody or was in custody at any time. That is not evidence of anything. You cannot consider that issue for any reason. Ms. Nister, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right. There was a time where you downloaded home wave calls. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right. And those calls, when you would download them, you preserved those calls in the same way that you did all the other evidence, right?
Correct.
So it was kept in the evidence locker. No one could tamper with it or alter it.
Correct.
And some of those calls, there were transcripts made. Were you involved in the making of the transcripts of those calls?
No, I was not.
Okay, thank you. All right. So I'd like to go through with you kind of a timeline, I guess is the best word for it,
Okay.
of your activities on this case. And I'm not going to retread what Ms. Shervinack already covered with you. I'm going to try to talk about things that she didn't cover so we don't exhaust the jury, okay?
Okay.
So I want to talk first about the night of Mr. Richins' death when you arrived on the scene. When you arrived on the scene, you did mention there were already people present. Is that right?
Correct.
When you were there, were they still conducting CPR or had they ceased their efforts to try to revive Mr. Richins?
They were not working on him, no.
So at that point, you knew this was going to be a death scene, right?
Correct.
Okay. And was there somebody on the scene that was giving you tasks to complete, or were you just using your best judgment on what you needed to do while you were there?
I was there to assist Detective Woody.
So Detective Woody was the individual that kind of told you what she needed from you at the scene.
Correct.
And when you first arrived, what was it that she said she needed your assistance with?
I don't recall her exact words, but to assist in documenting the bedroom.
Okay. And you did that, right?
Correct.
Okay. And one of the pictures that you took was admitted yesterday. Just a minute. For purposes of the family, this is going to be a photograph of Mr. Richins' body under the sheet in case they'd like to step out. Can we pull up Exhibit 1-7 that was admitted yesterday and publish it, please?
Make me do it first.
I don't, oh yeah.
Any objection, Ms. Shervinack?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll publish that now. One moment. There you go.
Okay. And this is a picture that you testified yesterday that you took. Is that right? That morning?
Correct.
All right. Above the head of Mr. Richins, under the bed, there is a crumpled up sheet. Do you see that?
Yes.
And if you look directly above it to the mattress, this is one of those beds. I'm guessing it's one of those adjustable beds that's divided in the middle.
Yes.
But you can see that there is a sheet on the mattress that's the furthest to the bottom of the picture. And there's not a sheet on the mattress closest to the window. Is that right?
Correct.
And do you have an understanding of why there was no sheet on that mattress?
Yes.
What is your understanding of that?
My understanding was dispatch had instructed Kouri Richins to do CPR on Eric Richins and was then instructed to try to get him on a flatter surface for CPR. In order to do that, especially with a male, they're typically larger in weight, and so she instructed her to pull off the sheet in order to get him off the bed.
So in other words, can't lift the body because it's literally dead weight, right?
Yes.
And so the idea is to undo the sheet from the bed and then pull him down to the ground where you could do CPR on a flat surface.
Correct.
And is that because, I mean, I don't even know if you know, is it not successful to do CPR if you're on a cushy surface because you go up and down, right?
Yeah, it's typically a little bit harder on the person.
Okay. All right. And is it your understanding that the sheet that's crumpled up under the mattress that has no sheet on it, that's the sheet that he was pulled to the ground on?
I believe so.
Right. And did you examine that sheet before it was put into evidence?
I don't recall how much I examined it, but I looked at it.
Do you still have that sheet in evidence?
Yes, we do.
And is there any blood on that sheet?
I believe there was on this.
So if there was testimony here by EMTs that blood did not start coming out until after the EMTs were there, is it fair to assume that the sheet was under Mr. Richins when the EMTs were working on him?
Can you rephrase like the sheet
Well, let me
underneath
ask
him?
this way. Why did you feel that that was an important piece of evidence to gather and keep?
Because it was where he died on.
Perfect. That's what I needed.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. You can take that down, Katie. Thank you. You also, I believe, said that you photographed other areas of the bedroom, right?
Yes.
And one of the photographs that you took, I believe, was the photograph of the nightstand, which was exhibit 1-9. Can we please publish that to the jury? Exhibit 1-9. It was admitted yesterday, Your Honor. Oh, thank you. I gotta get a screen on this thing. Okay, and that's the picture that you took as well, right?
Correct.
Now, when you took that picture, there's a wallet on the nightstand.
Yes.
Do you know how that wallet got there?
I believe it was placed there. I don't recall who placed it. It was there when I arrived, but I was told that it was retrieved from the kitchen.
So is it fair to say then that anything under that wallet that might have been residue on the nightstand could have been altered or changed by placing the wallet on the stand that night?
Not by just placing a wallet on top of an object.
Did you ever pick up the wallet and photograph what was underneath it?
Yes, we did.
You did pick up, and where's that photograph?
I believe OME Sessions documented that.
Okay. And did you open the drawers and photograph what was in the drawers of the nightstand?
I don't believe so, no.
Were you aware at that point that a hydrocodone bottle had been removed from one of the drawers?
I didn't know where it had come from, and it was taken with the decedent.
Okay. So you did not take the hydrocodone bottle into your custody?
No.
Did you open it and photograph the inside of it?
I believe that was OME Sessions.
Okay. So you can't testify whether there were pills in it or not at
No.
the time?
No, I cannot.
Did you ever recover that pill bottle back?
No, we did not.
Okay. I thought that was one of the pill bottles you introduced yesterday. Not?
No.
That was a different hydrocodone bottle?
Which hydrocodone bottle are you referring to?
So yesterday you introduced a packet, and you remember we came up and you were trying to untape the bottle and looked in one of them, but there was another pill bottle with that one. Where were those taken from?
It's in that same packaging from the master bedroom, the master bathroom, like linen closet area.
Okay, so the hydrocodone bottle you introduced yesterday was found in the bathroom.
That misstates the evidence.
Would you like some more foundation, Ms. Nestor?
How do you know where it was found?
I was there that day, and it was found in the bathroom.
Okay.
And
So-
when you say it, for my benefit.
I need clarification.
Yeah.
It's not
Could
clear
we,
what-
I need
Okay.
I'm having pronoun trouble here.
Let's
Can you
do
be
this.
specific about which item you're referring to?
Let's make it really easy. Let's pull your package out because you
Okay.
still got them with you,
Yes,
right?
I do.
You got your box. Okay. Let's pull out package number. Just a moment. I shall find it.
Is it 9-1?
I'm looking. Yes. Okay, may I approach, Your Honor, just for a minute? I forgot I don't have that.
Yeah, of course.
No, this. Can you take it out? Sorry. Make it real loud.
Okay. So that was my bad. I got the bottles mixed up. So the bottle you just looked at was something called monocycline or something like that, right?
Yeah,
And that was a prescription for Ms. Richins.
correct.
Okay. So those were found in the bathroom.
Yes,
And that includes the quetiapine.
quetiapine. Correct.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. And those were found in the bathroom.
Correct.
And where was the quetiapine bottle found?
It was in one of the baskets that was in that linen closet in the master bathroom.
Okay. So what happened to the hydrocodone bottle that was sent with the body of the decedent?
It's under the medical examiner's office protocol to keep that until they're done.
So you don't have that bottle?
I do not know.
So all we have is a picture of that bottle.
Correct.
So it has never been taken for testing by you to anyone?
Correct.
So if there was fentanyl residue in that empty pill bottle from 2016, we won't know it because you never took it to be tested, right?
I was never given the bottle, no.
Okay. While you were there that day, you also did not take any photos of the kitchen, is that right?
Correct.
And you did not take any photos of the kitchen sink?
Correct.
Or what was in it?
Correct.
And you did not take into your custody any items that were in the kitchen sink, is that right?
Correct.
And you also did not take any pictures of the closet?
Correct.
And later, we've had pictures be introduced. When you did your Matterport walkthrough, we saw an image of a green jacket where the gummies were kind of sticking out of a pocket. That green jacket, you can't say whether that was there the day that you were there or not.
I cannot. And just to clarify, I did take, I think, 2 photos of the closet, just not that side of the closet.
Okay. So you took photos of, and I'm using this from my experience, but in my house, there's a woman's side of the closet, which is much bigger, and a very small man's side of the closet. Is that the way it was set up in Ms. Richins' house?
I don't recall.
Okay. And you also did not go inside the cabinet over the toilet when you were taking pictures of the bathroom and open the cabinet and see if there were gummies in there, did you?
I did not.
Okay. Also, there was a picture that has come in your Matterport where there was a little dot above the refrigerator where you said that some gummies in a clear plastic bag were found, right?
Correct.
And you didn't go above the kitchen and open that cabinet and take any pictures that morning?
No, I did not. You're referring to the morning of the death.
Correct.
Correct.
Thank you for helping me be specific. I'll try to keep my dates straight. So since you were personally the one who knows where every single thing was found, isn't it true that all the gummies, with the exception of the gummies that were found in the jacket in the closet, were all stored high up where children would not be able to reach them?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. All right. Just 1 second. I think we're going to move to another day. Oh, you mentioned when you were describing paraphernalia that you did not see any paraphernalia that day. Is that right?
The day of the death?
Yes.
Correct.
I'm sorry. I'm going to get better.
You're fine.
The day
You're
of the
good.
death.
Correct.
And you mentioned paraphernalia is things that we might be familiar with, which would be like bongs or vape pens or scales or little baggies you would put drugs in or something like that, right?
Correct.
Things that would store drugs.
Correct.
Is it possible that if someone had, in your experience, when you've been to scenes, have you experienced where people put pills in different bottles than what the bottle actually says they are when they're illicit drugs?
Are you talking about like prescription bottles?
Mhm.
Yes.
So if you saw an empty prescription bottle near the body that had expired 6 years before, could that possibly be paraphernalia if it was used to store illicit drugs?
If it was used to store illicit drugs, it could be considered.
Okay, thank you. You also, that day of the death, you did not go upstairs at all, correct?
Correct.
You also did not go downstairs.
Correct.
Since then, you've walked through, viewed, videoed, measured this whole entire house. You're aware now that there's a kitchen downstairs, right?
Correct.
And are you also aware that there was liquor stored downstairs?
I was not.
Did you notice in all these tours that you did and videos that there was an actual beer fridge downstairs filled with beer?
On the day of the Matterport, or which day we were?
Any day you were there.
I don't recall.
Did you notice there was liquor bottles in the cabinet in the kitchen downstairs?
I believe there were some. I'm not sure about how many though.
Did you ever photograph any of those?
If I did, it would have been in my overall photographs.
Also, the day of the death when you were taking photographs, did you photograph anything in the kitchen trash?
No, I didn't photograph the kitchen.
All right. Did you notice anything set around the kitchen? For example, cut up limes or drink mixes or anything on the counter? Did you notice any of that?
I didn't enter the kitchen.
Never even went in it.
No.
Thank you for clarifying that. Then I won't waste my time with more questions about the kitchen. Okay. So let's move now to the next time that you were in that house, which my understanding would have been April the 13th of 2022. Is that right?
Correct.
And what was the reason you were there?
We were there to serve a search warrant.
And this is going to seem like a silly question, but I need to make the record. So when you all execute a warrant of a home, do you tell the people in advance, hey, FYI, we're going to be at your house at 9 and we're going to be searching everything you own? Do you do that?
I don't.
No.
No.
As a matter of fact, it's important for searches to be done well and done professionally that the person not know they're coming, right?
Correct.
And you guys actually take pretty extreme steps to make sure the person's not tipped off that you're about to search their entire house, right?
Correct. But you, just to clarify, I am not law enforcement officer. I'm not sworn, so that's up to the detectives.
I appreciate you making that distinction. I will not suggest otherwise. But you are certainly a critical part of the search process, right?
Correct.
And why is that?
I'm there to document everything and photograph, collect anything of importance.
So really, I mean, you're like the hub of the whole search, right? Like everything's coming to you that they find in that house.
Correct.
All right. So I know you're not a sworn officer. Maybe you don't carry a gun, but you sure are important to the search process. Right?
Correct.
Okay. So knowing that and knowing your role, you would never tip someone off that you were coming to search through all their personal belongings, would you?
No.
And is there any reason that you all believed that Ms. Richins knew in advance you guys were coming to her house?
Well, let's find out if she has any knowledge,
Right.
and then we'll know whether or not it's speculation.
I would just ask like a more precise question. I think and I'm not picking on Ms. Nestor, but I think it was you all, and I think we just need a little more.
Can we just limit the
Detail.
question to
Yes.
Ms. Gibson?
It's a Southern thing.
Yeah.
Y'all is just in my
Okay.
I'm
my
not
blood.
picking on her. I just wanted to be clear.
I'll try not to
Would
say
you
y'all.
restate the question and limit it to this witness?
I am happy to. I will try to keep y'all out of my vocab, but it's hard. It's deep in there. Did you have any reason to know that Ms. Richins either suspected there was a search coming or knew there was a search coming?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So what steps did you, not y'all, what step did you take to prepare to go to that house that morning on the 13th?
I just made sure I had enough equipment to bring to the home, whether it be packaging, tape, property seizure forms, stuff like that.
Was there a debriefing prior where all the officers and you talked about how you were going to approach the home, how you were going to approach Ms. Richins, what the plan was once you got there?
I believe there was a briefing beforehand, yes.
Did you attend that briefing?
I don't recall, but I believe I was in there for part of it.
Okay. And how many officers were planning on being at that search, to your recollection?
I couldn't put a number on it. I'm not sure.
Rough estimate of how many people were in that debrief?
I'd say at least 5.
Okay. And when you all got to the scene, did you drive your own vehicle?
No, I drove a evidence van.
And how many police cars do you remember being at the scene that morning or throughout that day?
I don't recall. I'd say at least a couple.
When you arrived on the scene, was Ms. Richins in the home?
I don't believe so, no.
Did she at some point return to the home, or were you not even involved in that process?
I don't believe I was involved in that process.
So you never even saw her that day?
I don't believe so.
At any point were you asked to go check on the items that were in her vehicle when she was stopped that day?
No.
So you don't know what was in her truck the day that she was pulled over?
No.
And no one ever asked you to like say, hey, these items were in the truck where she was removed from during our search?
I don't believe it. So, and just to clarify, you're referring to the April 13th.
Yes, all
Okay.
these questions are the 13th
Okay.
until I switch, okay?
Okay.
So no one asked you to inventory any of the items in her personal vehicle?
No.
Did the search warrant cover the vehicles in the house?
I believe there were 2 vehicles inside the garages that were included. I'm unaware. I wasn't part of that part of the search during her stop, so I'm unaware.
Okay. Do you remember the weather that day?
It was winter. It was cold.
It was really cold, right?
Yeah.
Snow on the ground. Remember when we used to have snow in Park City?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. How long were you at the house that day? The 13th.
Believe we were there for about a half day. We were there for several hours.
Was there also a member there at the home on that day from the U.S. Postal Service that you can recall?
Yes.
What's his name?
Believe it's Smoot.
Right. Agent Smoot. Why was Agent Smoot there? What was your understanding of his role at the search?
My understanding was pursuant to the search warrant, they were looking for anything that could have been mailed to the house that would have contained drugs or paraphernalia.
Right. And Mr. Smoot works for the Postal Service, so he would be looking for things that were mailed, right?
Correct.
Like illegal drugs.
Yes.
Okay. And to your knowledge, did he ever give you any that day to check into evidence, anything that was an illegal drug or a postage that looked like it was connected to illegal drugs?
Not that I ever recall.
All right. Was it your understanding? You okay?
I just need some napkins. Sorry.
Oh.
Ms. Nestor, I have a scheduling conflict at 9:30. Is this an appropriate place
Sure.
to pause?
Sure is.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is no fault of the attorneys. I have an unavoidable scheduling conflict from 9:30 to 10:30. We didn't want to lose all of that time this morning. We have gotten as much done as we could. We're going to take a recess. Fair reminder, please don't talk about this case or anything related to it. You are free to talk about everything else. Current events, your family's sports, whether the Spurs are actually going to make it to the finals. That's all fair game. But please, no talking about this case. You are allowed to use your personal devices during this recess. but do not use them to post about the case or to do any research, and please avoid any social media or other reports about the case during that time. Thank you for your patience. I promise we'll get back on the record as soon as we can. Please rise for the jury. Folks, have a seat, please. Ms. Gibson, during this break, like overnight, you are proverbially still on stand. Please isolate yourself. Don't confer with anyone. Okay. The court is in recess until 10:30. Thank you for your time.
Okay. We're back. Oh, I see there's quite a few people watching on, at least for this trial. This is kind of interesting about this trial. You know, so much of the public's interest in a trial has to do with just timing of publicity. There's so much publicity, I guess, really from the defense team, I believe, a couple years ago. And when it got delayed, I think people, I don't know, a lot of people lost interest. But I guess I'll keep an eye. We'll watch some of the court TV coverage of the body cam footage while we're on break. I'll just write a banner on the bottom so people know what's going on.
That are there on the scene. Randolph?
That's what she seems to be doing, right? She's now look, we are not body language experts, and I will agree, you know, there's probably different ways to react to everything, but this just seems off. Again, she keeps referring to them as these are my kids, not our kids. And that one is a bit strange because mothers usually have that instinct to protect their children.
Yeah, and maybe we're using my because maybe, again, she's cloaked with the presumption of innocence, but maybe there's going to be a conviction. I don't know. We do have to pause the conversation there. Coming up, more unaired testimony in the Kouri Richins case. This is Court TV Live, your front row seat to justice.
When you discovered him, was he on the bed? Yes.
He was just laying on his side like normal.
Okay.
I just thought he was cold. It just was cold in there, so I put the blanket on him.
Yeah.
His body just felt like heavy.
Tonight on Court TV.
I'm Vinny Politan. Welcome to Closing Arguments. We have a big hour ahead here.
Your deplorable actions are unforgivable.
The community still doesn't know how this Boston police officer died.
He can't prove one element of his case. It was a dramatic day, a dramatic moment inside the courtroom.
What's happening here?
It's unreal. Let me show you exactly what happened.
Closing Arguments with Vinny Politan. Tonight at 8/7 Central. Only on Court TV.
The children's book author accused of poisoning and killing her husband, Eric, with fentanyl. Testimony resumes next hour, but first, we have some of that unaired footage from yesterday, including more of that body camera video.
I think that's my master bedroom. Or the master bedroom. So basically, she said, went to bed at 9:30. She slept with the kids because then she goes to bed. When she went to bed, at around 3 o'clock, moved into her bed. He was cold and heavy. He has Lyme disease. He got an allergy shot yesterday. He might have taken a gummy. THC gummy last night. So.
I mean, obviously, a murder, the loss of life, and I've talked so many times about how wide the ripples of grief and how this grief that Kouri Richins has gifted her children, everyone who knew and loved Eric Richins. I mean, it's so broad. But does anyone else find this darkly comic that while their police are trying to inform one another of the facts that they've been given, that Kouri Richins' whining is going on in the background?
That's just lines to these. I already have dispensable. It's just probably gonna be bacon. I don't know. Whatever they don't call this.
Like you mustn't say, like you. Did you tell someone to come here?
You want K32? What's my case number? Copy. Yeah, for. And the complaint's going to be the wife, first name of Kouri.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Interesting comment, JP. Yeah, I was having a conversation with Texas Ranger on another video. But Texas Ranger says this case doesn't make sense. Strongest prosecution evidence seems to be her search history. There's nothing concrete in this case. Jury just want to go home as soon as possible. They say, would you say guilty without a second thought to achieve that? Which I thought was so interesting because my perception of this case is that there's a ton of evidence against her. The text messages to her housekeeper asking for opiates before the first, so February 14th attempt. I mean, we're not even going to get into the proving the financial fraud, which is a lot easier because you're dealing with pen and paper in some ways. I guess it's going to be up to, she forged, this is what the prosecution alleges, that she forged Eric Richins' signature on documents. We'll see. We haven't really even gotten to that. I don't know what's going on with some of that financial stuff. But so first she asked for opiates before the February 14th attempt. So it's not just that she's asking for opiates, it's the timing of it. And then after that doesn't work so she put it in, she got a sandwich from a diner and laced the opiates in the sandwich. Or the sandwich was laced with opiates. Is that a better way to put it? And then that didn't work because he didn't die from it. Although he did tell his friends he thought his wife was trying to kill him. That's evidence I point out. Testimony of two friends. Also haven't heard from them. Then she's writing the housekeeper again, asking for Michael Jackson stuff. So it would have been funny if the housekeeper wrote back, I don't know where to get propofol. Wouldn't that have been funny? But again, he abused a lot of different types of drugs, Michael Jackson, not just propofol. It's just such an unusual, rare, privileged kind of addiction. Her walk the dog letter from prison. I mean, when you're trying to tailor a story and craft a story and have people lie for you, it makes you look awfully guilty. And then there's her diary. Then there's text messages to her lover, Josh Grossman, that it would be better if her husband were dead. And then I asked, what kind of evidence would you expect in a case like this that you're not seeing? So for those that think that this is a thin case, what would you like to see? It really, I find it very thought-provoking and fascinating that people think that this is a thin case, because I perceive it so differently. So please get my, brain clogs ticking. What evidence would you like to see? I mean, it really shows the level of evidence. And I get that the state has a high burden. It's certainly the highest burden in our courts, beyond a reasonable doubt. But come on. It's not beyond any doubt. The doubt has to be reasonable. What would you like to see in this case that you're not seeing? Video of her doing it? You think you'd find video of someone doing something like this? I mean, it's her own handwritten, text written. I mean, if you're going to commit crimes, don't text people, call them.
Tell
You have lost the sound.
Scott, pause there for a minute. Thank you, sir. Scott, don't change anything for a minute, please.
One more time, Your Honor.
Yeah, don't change anything for a moment. Let me see if I can fix this from my end. Scott, can you go back 5 or 10 seconds and test sound for me?
Doing compressions with the Lucas. It's on the board.
There's blood.
There's a lot of blood for something.
Sorry, I just don't want to miss a minute of this paramedic and what she has to say.
Our detectives.
I mean, so JP says, curious. I do get a lot out of your comments. I'd love to hear about the way you guys are perceiving the evidence in this case. So JP says it's a strong case against her. The evidence is compelling. I just don't see fraud. Well, we haven't even gotten to the fraud. I don't know if they've stipulated to a lot of the fraud stuff. We haven't even gotten really to the fraud stuff. Although if we use the KR trial, so you're saying that KR, the evidence was stronger in Karen Reed's case than this case? That's interesting to me. And why so? So curious. Is it the data, the car data, or Karen Reed's own statements? Or, I mean, it was so easy for the free Karen readers to say everyone's lying, but Karen Reed. Yeah, let me know, JP, if you're still with us, what you think. Because certainly Karen Reed had such a successful pre-trial innocence fraud campaign. That's my opinion of it.
I'm wondering if you had an aneurysm or something with all the blood. There's a lot of blood for some unknown reason.
Were you first on scene?
We were second. The fire guy was here before us.
And there was blood before they.
A little bit coming out as soon as we start doing compressions with the Lucas. It's when the blood came out. So.
Okay.
I don't know.
No pulse or anything?
No, he was cold. I think he did that a while. Not a long time, but he did that a minute. He was asexually the whole time. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Pretty young.
Yeah.
Maybe took some gummies.
Yeah, that's what
That's what she said. And then the hydrocodone. I think there was hydrocodone or something.
Right. So there's this is the problem also, is that if you're going to take the position that maybe Kouri Richins based this on her this is the allegation against her mother. Mother was never charged with any crime connected to her lover's death, but her lover overdosed on opiates, but had an issue with opiates. Here you have an old hydrocodone bottle that still has pills in it from years ago. Very, very rare for an opiate addict to just have such a prescription hanging around for that long. I mean, if you have a dependency, you're going to be needing those pills to keep you from getting sick. Does everybody understand what we're talking about when we talk about opiate dependency? You eventually get a dependency and you need the opiates to just feel normal. You're no longer even taking them to get high. A person is taking them to just achieve normalcy. But this does not seem to be the case. And we heard testimony yesterday that he was opiate naive, meaning he didn't have any tolerance. But isn't it interesting that here comes the investigator saying, oh, it must be the gummies, which was originally going to be Kouri Richins' defense. But then you read in the Walk the Dog letter that her lawyer, Sky, says, they're going to just say that you put the fentanyl in the gummies. But they didn't find any, neither the state nor Kouri Richins' defense team, I believe, just because Kouri Richins says we're going to test all the gummies found in the home. And I know that the state did that same thing as well. They didn't arrest her for a year. So you can't say it's a rush to judgment, but they're going to say, they said in their opening statement, the defense did they waited a year to arrest her, eye roll type thing. That was the attitude that with which they announced that factoid in opening statements. They waited a year. Again, if they let this dangerous killer walk around for a year until they could develop a case against her, meaning if they really thought she was so dangerous, they should have arrested her right away. Come on. I mean, you can't win. If they arrest her right away, it's tunnel vision. They wait. They mounted a case they created a case against her over a year while letting a dangerous person walk around.
96 or something.
2016.
2016, yeah. Pretty old.
Did he take that?
We don't know. It was sitting there, though.
It's in the drawer right there.
There's something.
It is.
What is this right here? Is that what he's taking for Lyme disease?
Yeah.
Not chikdren.
Started with that. It's in filled with 2016.
Yeah, that one.
Is that under his name? I think he needs to on that side of that, though.
What's that?
Oh, no.
That might be hers. Is it in his name? Oh, it's his. Okay. But it's empty, right? There's nothing in it? Maybe we gave him that can, that would have an issue with, search my land there.
And then you arrived, he was already on the floor, right?
Yeah, she had pulled him down to the floor.
Kouri? I'm gonna need to ask you some questions real quick, okay? Has he ever been in the military?
No.
No. Has he used tobacco?
No.
No. And what does he do for a living?
Oh, I agree. I don't think they did. They tried to do a media campaign and sell things, but it certainly wasn't. I wouldn't say she has she has no innocence fraud campaign. She tried to propagandize the media by doing a Dateline with really the only one who was really interviewed was the Richins from the other side was the Richins family lawyer, because the prosecution can't give interviews like that. I mean, this is a real problem. I think it was a terrible. I went over this a while ago, but there was a change in our legal system in the way that defense attorneys could talk about cases pre-trial. And they call it, so basically this judge ruled that it's a landmark case years ago, that defense attorneys can, it's part of their defense to talk about the case in the media pre-trial. But the prosecutor, because they have the power of the state behind them, can't and doesn't want to overturn their case. So it becomes so uneven, but I wouldn't call this innocence fraud. No. I mean, I know it's a break for my channel not to talk about innocence fraud. It's my passion. But usually when we talk about innocence fraud, we're talking about people overturning cases 10, 12, 14 years after a conviction when they've exhausted all the Court of Appeals options, habeas corpus petitions, things like that. And also the horror of the crime has been diminished in the public memory. Time is always good for that. And the victim has been totally forgotten. Witnesses have died, memories have faded. So if at worst they get a new trial, they're going to have a huge advantage. I've never seen a pre-trial innocence fraud campaign like Karen Reed's. And I mean, there's so many different factors. The judge being a massive one, what she let go on in the courtroom, inside the courtroom, outside the courtroom. She was like another wing of the defense, another wing of the fraud. And her rulings were so damaging to the prosecution, and what she let go on as far as just lying to the court and lying to the court and lying to the court and misrepresenting and leaking evidence out to people like Aiden Turtleboy Carney, and then having that evidence and then referring to, not even leaking evidence, just leaking out stories to Aiden Turtleboy Carney with no evidence, and then saying it's been reported as, and putting it in a legal filing. I mean, our legal system is set up so that you have to bring facts with you into the courtroom. You can't bring, this is ideally, obviously, lots of bamboozling of the court goes on, but that's the idea, is that you need evidentiary support for your arguments. But Karen Reed didn't need all that. She could bring in just stuff she made out of her head, because as soon as Turtleboy wrote it, they could say it's been reported.
He owns a stone mason company.
And then when you discovered him, was he on the bed? Yes.
He was just laying on his side like normal.
The fraud was so off the charts in the Karen Reed case, and there's so many elements. And by the time most people who aren't criminally minded figured out, including myself, what had happened, what Karen Reed was doing, and there's still a lot of unsupported rumors around that case. Like she was getting large envelopes of cash from her supporters every day at trial. I mean, so much money's unaccounted for, money fraud, different characters inserting themselves in the case on both sides of the case. Some mostly helpful to Karen Reed and mostly unhelpful to the O'Keefe family on our side, in my view. And the witnesses. I mean, by the time we really have a very clear picture of all the fraud that was done in that case, Karen Reed will have cemented her narrative as American myth. And I've never seen such a case where you found so little out about. I mean, there's a piece of footage of Karen Reed talking at a fundraiser event about how terrible, how her life was so exposed. But that's what she did to everyone else. It's like embarrass them by what's on their cell phones. Try to, just disparage their character by embarrassing details on their cell phone. They're still trying to do that and re-victimize the O'Keefe family and John O'Keefe by putting up joke messages he made on his, to Brian Higgins on his cell phone. Well, she walks away. I mean, we still don't even know where she was born. Was she born in Blacksburg, Virginia, or was she born in Massachusetts? We don't know. We don't know anything about her dating life. Know very little about her real health history. And only a tiny bit, I believe, of her pathological lying made it into court. I mean, we still haven't seen her phones. They never, her phone records. We still haven't seen her parents' phone records. And her father reminds me so much of Kouri Richins' mother. They're like accomplices, in my view. But we know about her brother's criminal history, Karen Reed's, but we don't know anything. All her criminal history was blocked out. There are rumors that she lit her boyfriend's car on fire. She put a knife to his neck. But people on this side's kind of, some of the stronger or loudest voices, let's put it that way, we're keeping a lot of the evidence that they had to themselves. Everything should be out in the public domain. If you have it, put it out. If you care about the civil trial, I say, including the witnesses and their text messages, put it all out, because Karen Reed already knows all about it anyway, and she's going to utilize it in the civil trial.
I just thought he was cold. He was cold in there, so I put the blanket on him.
Yeah.
And his body just felt like heavy,
And which way was he facing? Was he facing towards?
No, he was just up, just facing up.
Oh, so he's laying on his back. Okay. And then did you pull him to the ground?
Yeah, that's what the lady on the phone told me to do, was to take the shit.
Take the bug. What they told me to do was to take the. It's just ridiculous. Wait till, and you say this is all our own bias of guilt, but wait till Eric Richins' sister comes in and listen to the difference. It's like it will hit you at a gut level. You can't mistake real grief for fake grief. And what a contrast. Kouri Richins, I'm going to argue, might have gotten away with this. We might not be remarking on her demeanor. We might have a lot of people saying she was hysterical, upset, not acting hysterical, speaking of. She was frantic. This is all stuff we heard about Karen Reed. Yala says, hold on, I'm going to stop talking about Karen Reed, but it's just so unbelievable. I don't think we'll ever stop talking about it. It's such a massive fraud and so disturbing what it says about our legal system and how it can be manipulated with the right elements and money. Is similar to Adnan Syed post-conviction mania. I wouldn't call it mania. I would call it the fraud upon the court that got Adnan Syed out and resentenced ultimately. You know? Yeah. Can I say anything else that will make me unpopular? I think I've said all my unpopular opinions in a string there.
And pull the sheet
Okay.
to the ground so I could do CPR.
Okay. What's his highest level of education?
It's a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
His massive active. He didn't just die in his sleep. This is insane.
Any
I mean, wouldn't you say, I don't know what happened? He didn't die in his sleep. This is insane. Would you really be saying insane? What a weird statement. Let's listen to that again.
Insane.
Wait. Back.
His massive active. He didn't just die in his sleep. This is insane.
Yeah, a little bit missed the mark there. Doesn't ring true. Something you'd really say if you were in shock. You'd be going over and over and over again how you found him, what happened last night. You'd be so upset. And you'd be working like the sister did to protect the kids and minimize the trauma on everyone. But because all these psychopaths are also narcissists, but not all narcissists are psychopaths, Kouri Richins is entirely thinking about herself and how she can sell this narrative to the police.
Any mental health conditions? No. Okay. How about any suicidal history? No.
Never.
Okay.
No.
Has he been seen by a doctor in the last 30 days?
No.
Okay.
So who's giving him his allergy shots? A nurse? Who's doing that? If Kouri Richins' children when the mother comes in, Kouri Richins' mother comes in, they talk about these allergy shots that they got the other day. We just heard the police talk about the allergy shots. Who's giving them? A doctor is just you go in and nurse gives it to you.
Any prescriptions in the last 30 days? No. Has he had a history of falling or anything? No. Any history of prescription abuse? No.
I mean, when he was in high school and stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Pain pills, I think.
Boy, maybe a reaction to his shots yesterday.
But he just said he didn't feel good from them. Like,
He didn't look good last night.
he looked.
He doesn't feel good from his allergy shots? Really? Have there been deaths from allergy shots from adult humans? Is that common? I guess, if you think it probably has happened once or twice, but really?
Pale last night, and I asked if you were okay, and he said yeah, but he was saying his chest was hurting, but
Kouri Richins there. Do you believe her? Let us know on social media. Coming up, more unaired body camera video of this defendant, Kouri Richins, moments after she was told that her husband is dead. This is Court TV Live, your front row seat to justice.
So interesting. Let's just look at her without the sound on, shall we? Well, I mean, it looks like she's like almost like Duper's Delight at times now.
There are keys if you like.
Okay, guys. Eric was one of the most likable people. I'm sorry, guys. Okay.
There are keys if you like.
Okay. So, he was one of... Sorry, I'm trying so hard. He was one of the most likable people you've ever met. So Eric was the kind of person that loved everyone. It did not matter who you were, where you came from, where he met you. Everyone thought they were his best friend. If you talk to him, they all said, I'm Eric's best friend, because that's the way Eric made you feel.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Matt Johnson in today for Julie Grant. We are just a half an hour away from more live testimony in the Kouri Richins murder trial. The Utah mom accused of killing her husband, Eric, by poisoning him to death and then writing a children's grief book about it. As we wait for court to begin on day 2, we are watching some unaired body camera video from the night in question.
So I'm so curious what's going to happen to Court TV. If you haven't heard, Court TV was sold to Law and Crime, which is ironic because Court TV is the original. Law and Crime is the imitator. So the imitator is going to actually buy, take over the thing that the original. Court TV went under before and came back. But so it's going to keep going. Law and Crime is going to keep it going. But I think it's going to be my prediction, the way Ashley Wilcott, who's a talking head on Court TV. I don't even know what to say. Announcer. I don't know. What do you say? Host is a better word, right? Says that she's basically doing a countdown on her social media till it ends, but I assume that they're not going to have any of these kind of shows where people discuss court cases, because I don't think Law and Crime has these kind of shows, right? These morning shows, evening shows.
Does he have any history of illicit drug use or anything in the past year? No,
never.
Okay. Do you have the phone number to Herb, his doctor? I can't.
I don't know yet, right? We'll see if we can get her. Right.
I don't. It's just at the Park City Family Clinic and hospital.
Yeah, I can look it up.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
Who told the boy?
Yeah, I thought so, right? But also probably because they're expensive to produce. There's not much money you have to dole out to just tape a court proceeding.
Carter said a cop told him. Why would you tell a child?
No, they shouldn't have told him. I asked her
No.
not to tell him.
They all know. They told me.
How do they know?
Well, Carter told me, a cop told me.
What they told him?
No, I wouldn't be.
We were in there, so we were maybe a fire
Do they
department.
know?
Maybe yeah.
Oh my freaking God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh.
Oh, God.
God, that number just kept ringing this morning, and I'm like,
Yeah, because we couldn't find her phone.
I thought somebody called from a cell phone, and then when you Google it, it says it's a spoof number. What? I'm gonna go up here to these people.
Mom, is the door closed, my room?
Yeah.
Yes, we.
Cable button. Is he still in?
So I'll explain to you what the process is right now. Because he was in good health and his age and everything like that. Okay, our medical examiner is going to come and do their investigation real quick, and then also our detective, just to make sure that everything's documented, correctly, and then from there they'll explain to you what's going to happen. Most likely, what I'm thinking, because he has no serious health problems or anything like that. His age, most likely they're going to take his body to the
Oh my God.
medical examiner's office just to make sure that there wasn't anything else.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions for me right now?
No. He had allergy shots yesterday.
Yeah, and that's what she was saying.
Last night when I was here.
What kind of allergy shots?
If it's weekly shots,
Him and his boy get weekly shots.
it's wonderful. Just for
like seasonal allergies.
Yeah.
Okay, season. And where was that at?
Park City.
Park City.
Family Medical.
No. Jeremy Ranch, Granger Medical.
Granger. Okay.
Oh God.
Why is Lisa Darden, Kouri Richins' mother, trying to sell these allergy shots so much? Death by seasonal allergy shot? Really? I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, is this real? I mean, come on. She comes off like an accomplice. I mean, look at that face. Look at the difference. Wait till you see Eric Richins' sister, Katie Richins Benson, come in. You'll see the difference. I mean, what are your thoughts? Do you think she discussed her plans? Do you think she planned this with her mother? Obviously, her mother is totally innocent in the eyes of the law, but we're not talking about legally. I'm just talking about people's opinions here. What? I'm curious to hear your opinion of her. Was her mother just inspiration? Whether it happened by accident or by purpose?
I did. They're all watching TV. I said, you guys got to go back to sleep. It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Cam.
Yeah. I need to go over there and definitely saw the board to get the van keys.
Okay.
So, do this here with you.
Yep.
We don't know. We've been to bed.
Okay. Okay, here's Katie Richins. Absolute real panic. Real panic. Real grief. Real terror is what you hear in her voice. What a contrast, huh? No, I'm just asking everyone to speculate. Nobody can know. I mean, we just can't know what what kind of private conversations Kouri Richins had with her mother. This is a very fair that her mother knows her. This is what Yala's saying. I think that was Yala. Yeah. Her mother, I think her mother can pick up on her daughter's fakery, and she's playing a supporting role. Interesting. Whether they talked about it in advance, it's hard to say. Right. It is hard to say. Nobody could say. It's not hard. It's impossible to say. We don't know. I'm just asking for your thoughts, your speculate, just have some fun. Is it fun, really? I don't know. Is it fun to speculate? Sometimes, I guess. I just think her mom is such a dark figure. Watch the Dateline special with her mom. And obviously, I don't know her mom. She may be a wonderful person. I'm just saying how she came across. And obviously, there's editing at play. I'm just trying to be fair to everybody, even an accused murderer and her mother. She's such a dark. I've never seen a mother like that had such an effect on me. And I get just very dark person. Scary. Mother scared me. That's all I can say.
Hey, Clint, here, he's gonna help. Where are my boys?
The kids are in there.
Where's my brother?
He's in this room.
No. Do I see my brother? Thank you.
Corey, is there a way we could relocate your boys upstairs?
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot.
So this becomes very interesting. Look at Kouri Richins getting ideas and mirroring the way psychopaths don't have any kind of depth of feeling. So she's trying to simulate the real horror, terror, grief, shock. That, those are just a few descriptive words that Katie Richins Benson is going through. But watch how Kouri Richins is studying Katie Richins Benson here and almost repeating like a parrot her mannerisms and her vocal sounds, tremor of her voice. Before we had a lot of high pitch whining, and now she's going into something else. Like pure imitation is what we're going to see here. Watch this.
Traffic.
Yeah, I'll tell her now. What? Come on. Come on. See you. Bob, come on. Come on, Bob. They got all the kids up. Hey, love you. Come on, please do Come on, sweetheart. Come on.
We're good now. I could explain to her if you want to. Okay.
So are we looking at here, is this the time that they've been here? So paramedics, etc., have been there 36 minutes and 20 seconds before the children are taken out of the house. Not on Katie Richins' suggestion or demand, but on Katie Richins Benson's initiative. Very interesting. Is that right? Do I have that right here? Is that what we're looking at when we're looking at time? This 36:20, 36:19? Is that from the time of the call, from the minute they get in?
And
I miss everything. Chris, Will, everything. I miss Barb attorney. I miss everything.
And we don't have to
Go
worry
upstairs.
about that kind of stuff right now.
Upstairs with the boys. Go upstairs with the boys. Okay. I'm sorry.
It's all natural, okay? Just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
Well, here's my thought on it, is it can't signify that it happened at midnight, because my understanding is this is in the morning, next morning. So it couldn't be like, oh, it's midnight 30, right? This isn't even a time code. Even midnight would be something different. It would be like in military hours. So that threw that out for me. And it's going up in time as it goes on. So my feeling is it can only be a timestamp. If there's something else that I didn't think of, let me know. But it can only be a timestamp from when they started. But you heard earlier in the body cam footage, Kouri Richins, not Katie Richins, Kouri Richins, saying, 2 of my children have their ear up to the door, which how would she know that? How could you even know that? Don't disturb them. How would she know how would she know where they are behind a door? Maybe that's something only Kouri Richins could tell us about the house and the door and her children's habits. It seems unlikely to me that she would know that. I know moms know a lot, but she didn't seem to be really in tune with her children. And we've never heard what the children say about this night and the morning. Be curious to see if they testify in this case. I don't think we'll see it. We may hear some reporting about it if they do testify. I'm curious what the judge is off doing for an hour. I'm like, does he have jury duty? What's going on? I'm sure it's a meeting concerning another case, if I had to guess, but maybe it's something else. Maybe it's a parking ticket. I don't know.
Okay. I gotta breathe. Oh my God, I gotta breathe. I just talked to him like a couple hours ago. He just woke up and he wasn't breathing. I went to bed when I went back to bed because I'm a nightmare. So I went back in our room and I was breathing. And I just turned over to cuddle him, and his body was just so cold. I've been gone a while.
So the only information I know from what the medical staff that was here is he was cold to the touch, okay, and it seemed like he was down for a while. So
He was fine at 9:30. I mean, that's when I went to the bedroom.
Oh, they're relocating it to New York? Oh, thank you. I'd love to hear if anybody knows, Marie, what's going on with Court TV. Operating as a full, but are they planning, is just the way Ashley Wilcott, maybe all these shows are they keeping everything as is? I wouldn't think so. That's not the way. Let me try to screenshot Ashley Wilcott's posting. It was like 21 days. We showed up, all these Court TV hosts till the end. I mean, they're counting down to the end of it. So I assume none of these hosts are contracts all expire and they're not being renewed. Do they plan on? I know that. I thought Vinny might be in New York. Am I wrong about that? I know that Julie Grant. Maybe I should ask Julie to come on and talk about it. I doubt she will, but I have a lot of mixed feelings, obviously, about all the way, I have a lot of negative feelings about the way that trials and court cases are covered in our media. But I got interested in court cases from seeing the Menendez brothers case when I was a teenager on court TV. So I do have a kind of, I don't know if I'd be doing anything that I'd be doing without it, They were the first that ever streamed trials. And you could argue, I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because I feel that court cameras really shouldn't be allowed in our courtrooms. It turns these events into something else. But I love watching trials. So a little bit of a hypocrite. And but my favorite thing is actually going to court in person. There hasn't been too many opportunities. The Luigi Mangione case, you can't even get in because of all his murderer groupies who camp out 3 days ahead of time. I'm not doing that. I can't. I don't have that kind of luxury with time to camp out or even pay someone to camp out for 3 days before a hearing. Luigi Mangione. But as far as New York City and court cases.
With Ashton, so unless he went, I didn't hear anything. He didn't yell. He didn't say anything was wrong. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Oh my God, this is not real. Nothing happened. I didn't hear anything. And right across the room, if he was in pain, why didn't he yell?
And pause it there. Let's bring back my guest for this hour, here to discuss former prosecutor Randolph Rice. Okay, are we seeing a difference now? Are we seeing why perhaps this is being played to this jury in Utah? The difference between collapsing Katie and appearing crying Kouri?
I do think so. And I think this is also establishing some things that they're going to be asking other witnesses about. For example, I wonder if it's normal for her to go and sleep in her children's bedroom at night. Had she ever done that before? Because if she hadn't, that is very suspicious. And obviously this is going to establish the fact that she did that night.
I agree with you, and I want to know the answer to that. But I also am thinking, are these crocodile tears or...
Yeah, that's been a question for me too. And not, unless I missed it, I didn't hear that mentioned in opening statements. We know that she moved out of the house for a short period, 2 years before this, that he rearranged all his finances to stop Kouri Richins from allegedly stealing from him.
As Julie Grant would say, the normal host of this show, pants on fire for Kouri.
It does seem a little bit like crocodile tears. And, Matt, like you said earlier, she's cloaked to the presumption of innocence. But isn't it amazing to think that we are now watching somebody who is potentially realizing that she murdered her husband, that it worked, what she tried to do worked, and now she has to play with the family like she is sad. And like you said, the crocodile tears are coming out.
Well, and then also I'm noticing she keeps inserting herself in the situation. She's not up with her children, which is what you brought up. She's there with the body, interacting with the body that she said was cold to touch, instead of being with her children, getting them safe. And then she inserts herself with collapsing Katie at the front door.
Yeah, this may be her decision to try to keep herself as close as possible to the body so she can hear any of the police officers' comments. When the medical examiner gets there, maybe she can hear what they have to say, so that her story is consistent with their findings at the scene.
It's just a tragic situation. You see the brother-in-law carrying the kids upstairs, and, no matter which way this goes, it's just a loss for that family. Our hearts go out to them. Randolph, you're going to be sticking with us. Coming up.
I appreciate him mentioning the family. But when people say things like their hearts go out, I appreciate it. But I mean, how much real feeling is behind that? I wonder. I don't know. It's a loss. This is these are wounds that don't heal. And guess what I've learned from working with victims' family members and talking with victims' family members is it's a life sentence of grief. I think that's the best description. Kouri Richins has gifted her children with a life sentence of grief. It's hard to imagine any mother being that evil and selfish if she did what she's accused of doing. But I mean, to say a loss is an understatement, and just the amount of people that we don't even think about that are affected. People that, from the barista, I hate to use that word, but barista, or that Eric Richins got his coffee from, or, you know, the people, just the people that from the places that he frequented that were acquaintances are affected by this. It's so vast. I always, when I think about these cases, when I think about the grief that is caused, I think about like a pebble being thrown out into a lake and just the ripples, just how far spread it goes. It's can't really be, I mean, obviously can be understated, because here it is being understated, but it can't emphasize it enough.
More body camera video of defendant Kouri Richins moments after her husband Eric had passed.
This is the story of the Richins. Eric, a father of 3, met an untimely end, and Kouri, his widow, wrote a children's book on grief.
She's also charged.
No matter which way it goes. So if the family's murderer gets away with murder, I will miss all this. If court TV is really going away from commentary, if that's the way, and I think Law and Crime, just for financial reasons, I would think they would go that way. I don't know. I'm not privy to any of the plans for court TV. But I would be lying if I said I didn't love reacting to this kind of stuff. Thank you, Yala. Yeah, right. Yala's picking up on something I do. No matter which way it goes for the family. Like, if the murderer gets away, if the accused murderer gets away with her murder, family will now have this incredible injustice if she did what she said she is accused of doing, right? And I believe she did. It's just my feeling on the case. They'll not only have their life sentence of grief, but they will have this huge feeling of being re-victimized again. And now have the burden of a huge injustice and all the anger and feelings of powerlessness that brings about. What is going on with our society? I don't know. I don't get it. Why this callous attitude towards victims and their family? The deepest thing that anyone ever told me, and the most useful, I'd say, one of the most useful pieces of wisdom I've been given since I started my podcast, was from a woman who I interviewed who was in the Way cult. And she told me, she said, Roberta, the victim always has to be re-victimized. And I thought, at the time, wow, that is a cynical and dark statement. But I found it to be the truest piece of, and very wise, because I see it time and time and time and time again. the victim's family. It's like a necessity. They have to be re-victimized. And not just in murder cases, cult cases that I talk about, predation cases. Things.
Now with his murder, he was faced with betrayal and terror.
I know her innocence.
Is their story a tragic romance?
Or a twisted tale of grief?
The truth will come out.
The Grief Author Murder Trial. Live coverage weekday mornings, 8, 7 Central on Court TV.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Matt Johnson. So live testimony in the murder trial for Kouri Richins resumes next hour. The Utah mom is accused of killing her husband, Eric, back in 2022. As we wait for the judge to take the bench there, let's get you caught up on some body camera video of this defendant.
It sounds like he wasn't. I know, but wait.
My belief is that Kouri Richins tried to get something going. Tried to get a lot of people in her corner. I believe it's a Dateline. I should find that out. Is it a Dateline? Is it a Nightline? Something like that. That was really told from her defense attorney's perspective, or agenda is a better word. But I don't, every time a court case gets aired, there's always a bunch of people in the Court TV Law and Crime chat, whether it's Robert Durst, no matter how much evidence there is against a defendant, there is always it always seems to be like almost like a large group of people who are just on team criminal, no matter what it is. It will say innocence no matter what. But I don't see, aside from those kind of people who are just always going to take you just see who like taking that position, I think. I don't know. I've been accused of doing the opposite, just taking the position of the prosecutor, but I feel like there's a lot of evidence against these people. I don't automatically take the position. I just listen to the evidence. And if there's some iffy cases out there, let me know. I haven't seen a lot of iffy cases come to trial. Prosecutors like slam dunk cases or cases they feel they can win.
I mean, I'm such a light sleeper, I couldn't have heard anything. I just couldn't have heard anything. If he just said Kouri, like I would have. Here's the goal. Here's the goal.
So listen to this. Here is Katie Richins trying to parrot the grief. Kouri Richins trying to parrot the grief of Katie Richins, excuse me.
I go talk to my boss over there and he goes, well, if I... Wait, you hear yourself. See?
Well, that's the closest thing we've seen from any kind of guilt. Besides for Kouri, guilty conscience from Kouri Richins. I can't go talk to them. She wants Katie Richins to say, that's here. Kouri, I'm here for you, though, okay? We're going to make it through. Wow. I wonder if she regrets saying that. See? They're all things said in extreme shock and grief. But we heard testimony from Katie Richins that she pretty much suspected Kouri Richins right away.
Make it through this. I don't know if we're gonna make it. you for those points. Hey, the person saying Maryellen doesn't think you don't know it.
Okay, I have new thoughts on what this timestamp is. I think this timestamp is the timestamp to the transcript. This is evidence in the trial. Can't believe this took me this long to figure this out. It's not from the body cam, it's just evidence in the trial. It does coincidentally show us how long the police and EMT were at our house before the kids were taken away. But this is just the transcript of the audio of the evidence. That's what we're looking at. Okay. That was silly of me not to figure out earlier.
I probably need to go. I can't see your back. I can't talk to you. I'm sorry, I can't. I didn't mean to tell you. I can't. Okay, so what is he? Here's my dad. What do we have to do?
What's that?
Is there anything that we need to do?
So we're just going to document some. So there's some protocols we have to document. Like I explained to them, the next thing is our detective and our medical examiner is going to respond to the location.
Okay.
They're going to do their investigation and document everything. And then most likely, because of his age, his health and everything else,
Autopsy.
most likely. But that's their that's their field, not ours.
I will tell you that that this body cam footage is so compelling. I can watch, just the interest, just with the numbers go up. Just as soon as I start playing it. So here's where we are on the actual trial. Was the judge is still out. He said I had an hour-long meeting. He tends to be pretty on time, although this morning, I don't know what happened. I assume that the lawyers, he asked them to come early, and I assume we none of that was broadcast. If anyone heard differently, let me know. Or maybe they changed their minds or worked it out overnight. I have no idea.
So for us, our thing is now we have to just secure the scene until they get here. And then once it's released, it's up to them. And then most likely you guys will be able to,
I told the guy that. I think we want him to go to the funeral home in
Okay. And that's something you get to talk to our medical examiner about.
I mean, they take so long time. Seriously, we were just laughing and drinking. I don't want just tomorrow. We were celebrating. We were just celebrating. You let us all for what?
That's what's going to be. I know I'm so excited.
We were 9:30, 9:45. Like, I know.
He said his chest hurt.
I know. And then he's like, well, let's have a drink and then let's go to bed. Like, okay. So we did, and then that was it. Good night, love. Good night, I love you. I love you. Yes, good night, I love you. It was so cold. It just was so cold.
Yeah, very interesting. She talks about, it's not unusual to talk about the body being, Eric Richins' body being so cold, or the body of a deceased person being so cold. But she talks about him being heavy, too, another time, which I found odd. I hadn't seen that before. But her words aren't even getting transcribed because it's so high pitched. I don't know why.
Still with us, my attorney guest, Randolph Rice. All right, Randolph, so this goes on for quite some time before this jury on day one of the trial. You know, in a lot of times, like, the jury doesn't see the whole thing, right? Like, it's stipulated to this part and this part. What sticks out to you? Why is this being played in its entirety for this jury?
Well, I think a lot of what we talked about earlier, which was the crocodile tears of this strange reaction to this. But I picked up on something in that last clip we said here when she was talking to Kate Richins. She said, "I can't talk to your dad right now," which is a very interesting statement. That why wouldn't you be able to speak to your husband's father? Was there a fear? Was the fact that she was going to get grilled by him? And maybe this is something that's going to come out later in the trial.
Yeah, you know, that's a really great point, and that's something to watch for. What else are you going to be watching for? Today's only day two. We've been through some powerful testimony already.
Yeah, I'm assuming at this point we're probably going to see a couple more investigating officers that were at the scene. Then we're going to hear a medical examiner who investigated the body there, took the body back. We're going to hear, obviously, the testimony from the autopsy and any type of drug testing that they did. So it's going to be a very interesting next couple of days for the prosecution.
How do you think this defendant is presenting in court?
Oh, Matt, you know, that's a good question.
That's a good question. Did you guys see that little pause there? What? Let's watch that again. How's she presenting in court? Not great. Like an ice maiden. What's he gonna say? I love watching this is a former prosecutor. Love watching these lawyers try to describe the amazing lack of feeling these murder defendants have. Let's watch. Let's see what he needs some time to think about it. He's buying some filler time.
Obviously, the testimony from the autopsy and any type of drug testing that they did. So it's going to be a very interesting next couple of days for the prosecution.
How do you think this defendant is presenting in court?
Oh, Matt, you know, that's a good question. You know, she's been very cold. Here was one observation, and I thought I saw yesterday, was that the father, he seemed to be inconsolable while watching the video, yet she had no emotion whatsoever. So I found that to be very interesting behavior on her part, that she's not more upset. She's not more sad about this whole series of events.
Well, maybe she's watching in jail right now, and maybe we'll see some of those tears. Randolph Rice, we know that you have to get to court. Thank you so much for being on the program. Coming up next, testimony. More testimony.
How would we see her tears in jail? How would we see her tears in jail? What? I mean, I would understand if he said, you know, maybe the warden is, I would even understand going there. She knows she's in front of a jury. An important time to show emotion is now. He's suggesting that she has, this is the same thing they suggested with other murder defendants. That they have huge feeling, it's just we're not seeing it. I mean, these throwaway lines. I'll miss it. It gives me a lot to talk about. give you that. I mean, I'll miss it, and I won't miss it, I guess, is really the answer there. I hate it. This is the kind of stuff I hate with court reporting in our media. I'm just going to say that I'm just going to make up something that I have no evidence for whatsoever and sell it to the public to try to look fair and balanced and like I'm talking about both sides. Convince the public that her actual behavior in court isn't as damning as it is. I mean, come on. What are we doing here? Their behavior is their behavior. You really think that at the time that would be helpful, someone like Kouri Richins to cry, that she's being stoic? I mean, what you get from the walk the dog letter, and this is the letter found in jail for those just tuning in or just getting acquainted with the case. After Kouri Richins was arrested, they found this letter that Kouri Richins wrote her mother, found hidden in a book in her jail cell, where Kouri Richins is telling her mother how they have to falsify a narrative, telling her mother that her brother has to testify to things that she's just making up with her lawyer. And then how to send out pictures to the press. So she's very aware of how to propagandize the media and what will make her look good. If she could squeeze out some tears, she would have done it. I don't think she's acting that way in court because she thinks makes her look good. I mean, she knew look at the difference when Katie Richins Benson comes. Kouri Richins is trying to imitate her almost exactly, trying to parrot her exactly, her demeanor, her words, her actions, her concern for the kids. So all of a sudden, Kouri Richins is talking a lot about her kids because she can only simulate a real feeling person.
Expected next hour in the Kouri Richins murder trial. You're watching Court TV Live, your front row seat to justice. Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Matt Johnson in today for Julie Grant. Thanks for being with us. Big day here at Court TV. Day 2 of this big trial in Utah, where defendant Kouri Richins is accused of killing her husband, Eric. The motive? Millions of dollars in insurance money, according to prosecutors. The defense says that she is being framed, however, by her in-laws. As we wait for...
If Kouri Richins, I'm going to make a prediction now. If Kouri Richins gets some kind of lighter sentence, they go for something smaller, I think it will be due a lot to the medical examiner we heard yesterday. She was very shaky. She's retired. She did not brush up on her knowledge of drugs and how they work. And I would say she was only moderately helpful to the prosecution. I think that's probably the best thing the defense has so far. What are your thoughts? You think that's unfair? I don't know.
Testimony to resume. We have a lot of unaired testimony from yesterday, day 1, including that body camera footage of this defendant. Let's watch.
So just quickly, we're still on a seal. We're still looking at the seal. I'm keeping an eye on it for everybody just to show you. We're still on break. Judge is still out of the courtroom, and court is still in recess.
My sister. I'm
Is there any like animals that sleep in the bedroom with him?
Yeah, my dog.
The dog on the bed with him?
Yeah, he's like a 10-pound, little sleepy.
Okay, was he?
With Eric every day.
Was he on the bed when you?
Are they trying to say that the dog suffocated Eric? Is that where they're going with this? And Kouri Richins doesn't dispel this notion. She's going right into it. Oh, yeah, he sleeps with the dog. But Katie Richins Benson, Eric's sister, says immediately, oh, no, it's like a 10-pound fluffy dog. This dog couldn't suffocate him. What are you talking about? That's ridiculous. But Kouri Richins doesn't want to dispel that notion.
Came in.
Was he on the bed? No, he wasn't in there when I came in. Is your dad on the way, Katie? I don't know. He called me. And I just screamed and everyone woke up and then we're here. I don't think he can even function, of course. I'm trying to find someone to go with. Oh, my dad's almost here. Oh my God, I can't tell him, Katie. I can't even. I'll do it. I don't. That's fine. He was fine. I'll do it.
I can't tell him he was fine until I poisoned him. He was totally fine until I spiked his Moscow Mule. Oh, stuff makes me so angry.
My sister's almost here.
Can you just please explain to them the process that they can't pass the threshold until it's really?
What you're doing? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Was that what you're doing, standing there?
Okay. Yeah, I thought you were seeing if I was gonna pass out or something.
No,
And
that too,
I'm so shaky. I think I'm gonna stay sitting until I will go. He had look at that stuff on his nose. It was what is that?
So, like I said, I'm not a medical personnel person, but what the ambulance said was he did have blood in his mouth.
All the blood.
So, they don't know. It might have been an aneurysm. They don't know.
His dad has blood clots. I don't.
Wow. So she's now trying to think of other excuses. She can't identify blood on his nose.
Conversation with you. You don't need the bin. You can leave that there for a moment if you want. Mr. Palmer will watch over it. You can just step to the podium for a moment. I apologize for this delay. Can you be here ready to go at 8:30 tomorrow morning?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand that you are still, in effect, under oath and on the stand, so you cannot confer with anybody about your testimony?
Yes.
All right. Can you follow that instruction?
Yes.
Very good. I'll see you tomorrow morning, ready to go at 8:30. Okay. You'll be taking that bin with you, correct?
Yes.
Very good. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Bloodworth, anything else on the record today?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Nestor?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. The court is in recess. Thank you for your patience.
Okay, so I guess that's it for today, guys. Let's go back a little bit and find out what happened.
Do any search, any more.
Okay, so that's
Rest of the day. We will have you come back tomorrow morning, ready to go at
yeah, they just put the sound up right at the end, right?
8:30 a.m.
Does he say what is the issue? Hold on. All right, hold on. I just want to find out why we're cutting it short. So the sound's being cut out while the jury comes in. And that's why I didn't hear any of this. It's usually I hear the sound. Anyone read lips?
Rest of the day. We will have you come back tomorrow morning, ready to go at 8:30 a.m. Between now and then, same instructions. Please do not speak about this case with anyone. Please do not allow any.
All right. Just going to try to see in the comments. Are there live comments? Why I'm bummed. So we waited all that time when we could have just ended court. All right, so that's it. Court is gone for the day. I'll be back, I guess, at my usual time tonight. I know it's a little confusing. Thank you for your patience. I don't know. Will I be back tonight? Oh, yeah, we can talk about Kouri Richins' mom tonight. Thank you, Texas Brat, for becoming a member. Nice to have you on board. Sherry, I missed you. Thank you, Sherry. But yeah, I think we're done for the day. I'm shocked. Just sort of odd that, well, you're right. I can get something done, right? I'll see you in the evening I'll try to get on at 6 Eastern. Thanks so much, everybody. We're really done the body cam footage too. We're right. How much more time do we have? We have 2 more minutes of body cam footage. Why don't we watch it? Hold on one second. Why don't we just do that to close out the day, close out the day of trial since we were on it. I'm curious to see the last 2 minutes.
I mean, he had blood in the stuff. It looked like snot or something.
Yeah, because when they do the CPR, it gets the blood flowing and it gets moving. And if it's not pumping, it'll.
Oh my God. I gotta go. When I was trying to just do the chest compressions, it just.
We know that Kouri Richins didn't do any CPR, is what we heard as evidence in court. I don't believe her defense team disputed that. But this is a straight up lie here that she did chest compressions, and she's saying, well, I mean, this is just another re-victimization of the victim's family, manipulation. And Katie is hugging Kouri as a compassionate, empathetic person would. I mean, I wonder how she felt seeing this. I would be so angry watching this footage if this. I mean, I get angry watching it, and it's not my brother who was murdered.
So Kouri, does he have any other medications except for that?
He has high cholesterol.
Where would he keep his medication?
Our house, not for that. Our house cleaner just cleaned. I can't find where she put anything. But he doesn't take his Lyme disease doctor just is weaning him off of his Lyme disease medication, so he's just taking vitamins for that. It gave him something like for the pain because it causes him to, it just burns his body, so he has pain.
So he has pain medicine. So she's trying to put some kind of fentanyl prescription alibi. And see, and she's very aware that he was off of his naltrexone medication, which would be an opiate blocker, which could have saved his life if he were taking this low dose naltrexone medication. I don't know if Kouri Richins would even attempt to try to poison him with fentanyl. She may have tried something else. But very, very damning here. Little piece I missed.
Medicine. And
Is it that green bottle?
I honestly God don't know. I don't know. That was the one I found in his bag that he just took to St. George because we just went to St. George. I would assume that's that, but that looked old to me. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm sorry.
All right, so Deputy Wynn, I want to show you a couple other exhibits. They'll pop up on your screen there and we'll kind of move through them. So first we'll do exhibit 1-4S1. And let's do 1-4S2. I'll ask you all the same questions about these. 1-4S3. 1-4S4.
All right, so that looks like the end of that. I just wanted to finish it, but very damning. Ended on a very damning note. This is something that didn't really get talked about pre-trial. We didn't hear about this low-dose naltrexone prescription that he had that he stopped taking about 4 months. But Kouri Richins is trying to make it seem like he was still on it and he was weaning down while being given opiate drugs or pain drugs at the same time. Odd. Very odd. Staging the narrative for sure. And the house cleaner, is my understanding, is that she got the fentanyl from her. Correct me if I'm wrong. So automatically her mind goes to where she got the fentanyl from. Interesting. Why would the house cleaner move everything around to different places? You're seeing my screensaver now? You were? Oh, no. Oh, maybe. You guys didn't see those last 2 minutes? Yeah, I know. It's just me. It's just me. Tater, I think that's right. I'm just talking about the last 2 minutes we just saw, Tater. Did we see it? Did everybody see it? Should I go back? Hold on. I'll go back. No, I really want everyone to see this. Before I go, I'm not in any hurry. I thought I was going to be here all day. Let me just try. I mean, my StreamYard was acting up, but I thought it would be okay on your end, but obviously not. Let me just show it again. You see that? Okay, what am I looking at? All right, we're looking at this. Okay. Did everyone not see the last 2 minutes of this? This is really damning. Very, very damning. Any other medications from this part? It's really only a minute or less long.
Where would he keep his medication?
Our house cleaner, not for that. Our house cleaner just cleaned.
That was my fault. Sorry. I'm sorry. I was trying to make it bigger. That's totally my fault. I'm sorry. Thank you for your patience. Let's try it one more time. Oh, is this Kouri Richins interfering? All right, here we go. Where would he keep his medications? Sorry, I was trying to make it bigger like that. Okay, here we go. You did? Everybody saw it? Okay. Here we go. I'm going to watch it again. Just so curious.
Medications, except for that.
He had high cholesterol.
Where would he keep his medication?
Our house, not for that. Our house cleaner just cleaned. And I can't find where she put anything. But he doesn't take his Lyme disease doctor just is weaning him off of his Lyme disease medication, so he's just taking vitamins for that. We gave him something like for the pain because it causes him to, it just burns his body, so he has pain medicine. And
Is it that green bottle?
I honestly God don't know. I don't know. That was the one I found in his bag that he just took to St. George because we just went to St. George. I would assume that's that, but that looked old to me. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm sorry.
I think she was staging the hydrocodone bottle. It sounds like this old hydrocodone bottle and pretending she didn't know anything about it. That was my view. Let me know yours. There it is. There's the end. Okay, let me put myself back in. All right, thanks everybody for... I mean... His body burns. A lot to think about before tonight. All right, I'll be back at 6. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching with me.
Mic check, Roberta strides through the static haze. True crime Gotham where the shadows play their plays. Fraudsters fold when a spotlight beams. Fact focused queen busting propaganda schemes. Glass shatter lies echoes through the streets. Standing for victims, giving voice their beats. NYC pulse, truth sharp as night. Roberta exposing she's the anti-fraud light. Hard cash warrior, dissecting state and defense. Twisted innocence, claims breaking pretense. Gotham's truth seeker cuts clean with the blade. Facts in the forefront, no justice gets swayed. Cold facts drip heavy, real talk unfurls. Cracking cases open like oysters with pearls. Innocence gimmicks crumble to dust in the wind. For victims, her creed, justice till the end. Headphones blazing, she drops heavy artillery. Narratives twisted, meet blunt object civility. Roberta got receipts that unravel the ploy. Exposing the lies these fraudsters deploy. Glass shatters lies, echoes through the streets. Standing for victims, giving voice their beats. NYC pulse, truth sharp as night. Roberta exposing she's the anti-fraud light.